Good afternoon, Musketeers. It's February 22nd, 2019. I'm Nick Walker.
And I'm Sarah Suchka, and this is Xavier News.
From the Xavier University Television Studio, this is Xavier News. Your campus, your region, your world. This is Xavier News.
Abigail Freeman, a scientist for NASA and space mission trips, sit outside the observatory desk out in California. She was there to witness a final attempt to contact the highly recognized Mars rover named Opportunity. Ever since the start of June, a massive storm swept through Mars, which lost all connection with Opportunity. Washington Post states, quote, "During this week, it took for the storm to abate. Opportunity's engineers studied thousands of lines of code in the rover's fault protection software, which had been written decades ago by people who had long since left the project, to figure out the best way to get Opportunity to talk to them again," end quote. After a dark Martin storm hit on Tuesday, they knew it was over. Even with the close of the mission, Abigail was still amazed how Opportunity survived 15 years in Mars. The evidence and solutions gave gave scientists greater insight as to what is going on in our neighborhood planet.
3 weeks ago, Aiden Callahan came on this show to report the story of an assault on Empire actor Jussie Smollett. Today, Smollett is now in custody for faking his own assault. The story was that two men in masks attacked him, yelling racist and homophobic slurs at the actor, and then proceeded to tie a noose around his neck and pour an unknown chemical substance on him. While investigating this as a hate crime, the Chicago police found the two men to be brothers. The brothers revealed nothing during most of their 48-hour holding period until the 47th hour when they revealed the whole plot. The story goes that Smollett was unsatisfied with his salary. His first attempt to garner attention was by sending a letter containing racist imagery and crushed up Adderall made to look like anthrax to the set of Empire. When that didn't put him in the public spotlight, he paid the brothers $3,500 to assault him, then hide out in Nigeria. The brothers claim they barely even punched him at all, and most of his wounds were self-inflicted. Smollett was arrested yesterday morning and faces felony charges of disorderly conduct and filing a false report. When asked what he'd like to see from Smollett, Chicago Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson told reporters, quote, "Absolute justice would be an apology to the city that he smeared, admitting that he did and then be man enough to offer what he should offer up in terms of all the resources that were put into this," end quote.
On Sunday night, Bengals key running back Mark Walton gets arrested in Miami after getting in an argument with a couple. Walton's car was positioned in a bad spot in downtown Miami, outside a condo, and an argument ensued. Miami police came to the scene as Walton was not listening to the people outside of his car. Apparently, filming was involved between the two, as Walton, angrily, forced the phone out of the woman's hand. Both had noticeable scratches after a small fight broke out.
On the lighter side, a very important holiday for Cincinnatians is coming up. That's right. Next Thursday, February 28th, is National Chili Day. To celebrate this holiday, Taft's Brewing Company is introducing a new, unique flavor of beer, Cincinnati Chili. The brewery said of the flavor, quote, "Modeled after our Maverick Chocolate Porter, we've added some classic local chili flavors like cinnamon and dried chilies," end quote. It may only be available for a limited time, so if you want to get your hands on a cool chili beer, make your way down to Taft's Brewporium this National Chili's Day at 5 p.m. The first 25 people through the door get a gift basket, and portion of all proceeds from the event will be to Free Store Food Bank, so everyone can enjoy some Cincinnati chili.
After the start of a new freshman class, all members of the Xavier class of 2022 got textbooks from the university bookstore. Kai says, quote, "It's a pilot program, so we're looking to see how it affects enrollment," end quote. Student tuition will not be affected as it may not rise or lower any costs in providing free textbooks. A statistic from Xavier Newswire reads, quote, "National statistics show that about 1/3 of college students nationwide reportedly skipped purchasing textbook altogether because of the cost," end quote. Within the rise of having class of 2022 and 2023 to have free textbooks, students will deserve a better cumulative GPA as they will be working a lot harder. Kai would love to see the program expand so soon enough the entire school will have free textbooks and not worry about all the struggle.
All you theater lovers out there, get ready for this weekend as the Xavier Theater Department puts on the 2008 Broadway smash hit, Next to Normal. The show is a rock musical centering on a mother struggling to manage both her family and her worsening bipolar disorder. It opens tonight through Sunday. The main cast of characters will be portrayed by Cassie Delicath, Matthew Wilkinson, Ryan Whitford, and Joe Dearman. If you know any of these people, hey, you can go support them. And if you are one of these people, you just got your name set on TV. Congrats.
All right, that's all for the news desk, people.
We'll be right back with Bella Mastroianni and Xavier Sports Report.
Musketeers. I'm Isabella Mastriani, and this is Xavier Sports. It may be cold outside, but things are heating up for Muskie Nation this week. Didn't catch the game? We've got you covered for today's broadcast. We have some impressive updates from the women's basketball team, tennis team, and the men's and women's swim team. Some student athletes are also standing out, not just in athletics, but academics as well. Najee Marshall claims Big East Weekly Honor Roll for the second time. He collected 18.5 points, 7 rebounds, and 4.5 assists this past week. He was also the lead scorer in the Creighton game with 23 points. Najee has successfully led Xavier in scoring, averaging 13.8 points per game, ranking him 14th in the Big East. Congratulations, Najee Marshall. The Xavier women's basketball team lost by 1 point against Creighton on Sunday afternoon at the Cintas Center. Women's basketball now has an 11-14 record and a 2-12 Big East one. The Musketeers led for 33 minutes before a fourth-quarter comeback from the Blue Jays got them the win. Deja Ross led the team in points this game with an additional 6 rebounds and a steal. Sophomore Ariana Gray had an impressive game high of 10 rebounds and 8 points. Despite the loss, the Musketeers were able to hold down a season-low turnover record of 6. The Xavier Musketeers head back on the road February 22nd at DePaul with a tip-off at 8 p.m. Women's tennis has been on a winning streak, taking their 3rd win over Miami this past Sunday, moving 5-2 in the record for the season. During the doubles match, the Musketeers took the first win with the number 2 spot, with a 6-2 win for the senior Sophia Abelson and sophomore Caitlin Ruther. Freshman Emily Thomas secured another 6-0 and 6-3 win in the number 3 spot, pushing Xavier's advantage to 3-0 during the match against Miami. The Musketeers are back on the court this weekend, Saturday, February 22nd at 7 p.m. at Dayton to face Wright State. Good luck, ladies. The Xavier men's and women's swim teams are headed to Long Island, New York for the Big East Swimming and Diving Championships. The men's team will face Georgetown, Villanova, Providence, as well as last year's champions Seton Hall. For this year's championships, the men's team will be bringing back 7 all-conference honorees: Sam Johans, David Bunnell, Matthew Dyer, Alex Soronin, Enrique Hernandez, Nick Mahoney, and Jared Ritz. The women's team will face off against 5 teams: Georgetown, Seton Hall, Providence, Butler, as well as last year's champions Villanova. They will be bringing back 6 2018 All-Big East Conference honorees, including Emily Connors, Caroline Gaitner, Abigail Garner, Becca Titterton, Tiana Vozar, and Samantha White. That's it for now, Musketeer fans. Be sure to check into these upcoming games, and as always, let's go X!